Hey Russell, I'm not going to tell you my name, but my slave number is YW083112B, and I live on a hill with 42 revolutionaries outside London and to the west. And I'm in Runnymede, which is the Kipling's country, where he says, so what say the reeds? So what say the reeds? And you can see the reeds. I don't know because this is I'm using an Xperia Android, Android, and they're the reeds that Kipling talked about. And I've got a song that goes, so what say the reeds, June 2013, when I was here, when I put the lyrics together, 6 months after you could see an apocalypse in a hallucinating nations. Anyway, this is an invite, Russell, up to the hill, maybe with David Icke. I've been watching a couple of your videos, and I'm not going to say I can't, we're on 100% everything. Who is, who's 100% everything? But, I think we're close. I'm into the revolution, it's like I'm living the revolution, and I want to invite you up to the hill where, 42 other people are actually living the revolution for whatever reason, there's 100 different reasons for 42 people. That's, it's probably more. And this is what I call, just here, just moved on a bit, and this is what I call the Eye of Horus. It's quite interesting in landscape, and you've got to tie this in with, well, maybe you don't. Horus, Horus and Isis were connected, and the river that runs down, which is the Thames, turns into the Isis, I was told, or is the Isis, one of the two, I don't know. But have a look at this. It's quite, look at this. This tree is incredible. And then there's 4 just amazing trees here, right dipping into the water. I call it the Eye of Horus. It's where Horus jumps into his own reflection. Let me show you where he jumps in. But look, listen, it's an invitation. I hope you come up to the hill. I actually kind of saw, I read the interview you did on The Guardian, and I listened to the one where David Icke, did with David Icke, and actually, I think you should both come up here and do your stuff from the hill, because we're looking for, maybe we're looking for each other because we need equipment and resources up here, and so any publicity going would obviously kind of like we need help from some of you lot. I'm now standing. So come and meet the revolutionaries. I'm not saying myself, right? I've been here 2 years myself, and I'm kind of like stuck in it. I don't know why. I've just walked out of I'm known as the man who kind of ran out of London, the madman who ran out of London by some people. I'm not saying everybody, and it's definitely not everybody, but I can put that on a few. The madman who ran out of London and ended up on a hill, and by some is still considered the madman. I'm not saying, what I'm saying to you is this has changed my life. Being up here for 2 years in the woods, living. I used to be an editor in the business, like TV, and I was, for 25 years I was stuck behind, a TV set, kind of pressing buttons, and so now I'm kind of like, I had to get out of the box, and I was in the box for too long, and I kind of like, for some reason I just jumped straight through the box, out into, this is where, have a look at this. Is quite pretty actually. It's very calm today, but it's been, I nearly said it, didn't I? The BBC can't say word, fucking, and all the rest. There's quite a few. I noticed you said this, like, you got onto the subject of paedophiles with David Icke, and I've got a song. It's called "The Rub in the Redbreast" and the Paedophile song. I actually haven't finished it because I think it's quite difficult. You might understand that kind of thing. I don't know, but I think it's an interesting subject, and that you broach it with, and I think David Icke's kind of interesting on the subject as well, because I'm going to say this straight out, Russell. You might find me kind of even further out than you are on the subject of revolution and how far it's got to go and what we're going to do. I don't know. I'm interested in conversations, with kind of groups of people who can. Basically, the idea being, I'm trying to set up a broadcast centre up here where we do conversations out of the woods. I'm walking through the Eye of Horus up here, right? I don't know how long I'm going, so I've got about 5 minutes before my Android explodes into the heavens. But look, listen, I've got up here. This is part of my song too. It's 2 white swans, and in the song it goes something like, because I always get it wrong when I talk it. It's something like 2 white swans impersonating the Ku Klux Klan when they're feeding off the reeds down near where Kipling said, so what say the reeds, June 2013, 6 months after you could see an apocalypse in hallucinating nations. I'm starting a hallucination channel, Russell. It's coming out of the woods, hallucination channel. We're into mushrooms and things here. And, changing the laws on quite a few things that should have been changed many, many moons ago. Just when, let me get this, because I do ramble and I miss information, but I'm trying to get as much as in as I can for you. And it's like, next year is very important up here because Magna Carta time. Apparently, there's a few Arabs turning up, and maybe even the Pope. I'm getting close to the swans. They're amazing, these swans. They do, when they're feeding and they've got their heads down, they look like the Ku Klux Klan. Did you know that? I actually know it's just me. Oh God, look, that's beautiful. He's spreading his wings. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Magna Carta, they got a celebration. Not here, I believe. Thought it would be nice. They should do it here because I call this the Eye of Horus here. It's very beautiful. And even if you've not been here, you should just come up for the day anyway, because it's a bit of country that reads. So what's they? Kipling. It's good. Magna Carta. Anyway, the story goes that the Pope. Well, I don't know whether he's turning up, but the story goes that apparently he was sent an article about 800 years ago by the cartel. The barons. The barons of Old Windsor. They still call it that. Barons. Anyway, we're quite close to Eton here. I've got a view overlooking the Queen. You might like that. I'm not saying it's kind of luxurious or anything. It certainly is not. We've had a lot of rain, and I only live in a hovel. But with 40 other two people, I'm probably the most uncomfortable, or according to... I actually quite like, because I know how to build fires. And I'm going home to put a fire on now. And I've got to stop because I kind of run out of time. 7 minutes, that's too long for anybody. But invitation, Russell. I ramble, and I think I got the invitation. Magna Carta, right? The Pope was supposed to ratify the Magna Carta 800 years ago. Apparently he didn't. It was never returned. It's very boggy down here. I'm going up. The rumour is that it's not coming back again, and they're still going to kind of celebrate, him not coming back, and maybe even take the Magna Carta down. I got questions about I'm going to stop. It's like this. You might find it interesting. I hope it gets to you. If it does, say hello to David. I can invite him up too. My name, you can call me LaFou. That's where it started. For Fool. It's from the anyway, bye. Tarot set, Marseille one. Bye.